Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Al Stock Trades. How's everybody doing today? All right, ladies and gentlemen. As always, you guys know the drill. Everything we say is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Okay, so please just think of us as an educational platform wrapped around by data. Okay, I want you to always to learn to think for yourself. Okay, because you are capable. You are smart. Okay, you are very capable. All right. I wanted to take a moment. This is a very ugly image. Um, I don't know. I think what's a good image that I can use that doesn't look ugly? Maybe this one. Yeah, this is pretty good. Listen, guys. Um, I wanted to talk about a few things here. In this video, we're going to go ahead and do a quick talk on I have some explanation to do. And we're going to talk about a Humana. I'm going to showcase, we're going to bring out the iPad discussion with some options here, iPad discussion. But what's going on, B-Rob? You okay? Hey, what's going on? What's off balance? Tell me what's going on. Okay, guys. So I want to level with you, okay? Aren't you tired of exchanging your time for money? A lot of people fight so much, and we're a financial channel, right? We fight so much for this, right? But we forget about this. We forget about time. Okay. Time is the most important thing that we have. Just for example, look what happened to Charlie Kirk last week, right? He worked so hard, worked his butt off, has 2 children, and now he's gone. That's how fast life can change, right? Now, since we are a financial channel, I'm going to focus more on the money aspect rather than someone getting murdered. But I want to level with you guys. I care about you guys a lot. Okay. For the people that are spending their time listening to what we say here, understand that, I try to give you everything that I got, like, wow, how can I make the time that you give as attention and how I'm able to give you something better than this. The way corporate America works is they put you in a box. It's like that video. They put you in a box and they give you these little minor promotions, and your whole life you're running for and just running after this made up thing called the dollar bill or whatever currency you're in. We have international people watch our channel. And I found a way out, right? I found a way out of this cycle to where I don't have to, if I want to right now, I could retire now if I want. I don't have to work right now. I can do whatever I want. Now, what gives me fulfillment is, obviously being a physician, a doctor, right? Being able to give back. And it's so liberating to be able to do it, really I can do it for free, I kind of am right now, but even in the future, right? Or being able to teach you something that helped me become free. Now, I have to level with you guys and apologize. The past couple of months, I've been putting on a Mr. McMahon character, right? Kind of like a mean asshole, right? Wall Street, and again, guys, this is not who I am. I'm a very loving person. I'm not cold. I guess when it comes to business, I can get cold. I mean, it's like, you got, everyone has their inner lion, right? But this is a character that I'm playing for you guys to show you who you're up against. These people don't care about us. They look at us as peasants. We're nobodies to them. You know what I mean? Even my, this is going to sound so weird, but even my couple, like $15-20 million, even that sounds like nothing. That's like nothing to these people. Okay. They shit on that. Right. Right. And that's saying something, because that's a lot of money. Right. They would rather you work your whole life and exchange it so you can row the boat for them. They'll take advantage of you. And then you're all done and gray. They'll toss you out like a used up fishbone. Right? They don't care what they put you. So that's the life that we live in. However, I wanted to do something different. Right? I just saw the pattern. I saw how things are. I mean, you see it in every corporation. Right? Look at it. Look at your institution. Look at your university. Look around the people that are working hard to keep it functioning. Look at your janitors. Look at the people dusting the floors, mopping the floors, cleaning the bathrooms. What about those folks? Those folks are usually, people don't pay attention to them. People don't even know them, their name. They're called, hey, janitor, can you help me? Janitor? Or not, hey, Melissa. Right? Hey, John. Janitor. Right? So the point of this whole thing is I'm just trying to show you how I got to heaven, right? Warren Buffett says there are many ways to go to heaven. My way is not the only way to go to heaven, right? Peter Lynch has a way of going to heaven. Warren Buffett has a way to go into heaven. I studied about a lot of ways to go to heaven reliably, right? And I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm going to share that, right? So, anywho, I wanted to just, I just wanted to just kind of put that out there. Whenever I talk about, W-2 employees and all these things, understand that is made to kind of get you angry. Okay. I'm trying to elicit an emotional response out of you. Okay. I'm trying to shock you, like what do you do when the heart stops? You shock it, right? In some instances, right? You shock it. I'm trying to wake you up. Okay. Because this system wants you asleep. Right? And your family, your loved ones, your parents that are getting older, your wife, your children, your husband, the people that are relying on you, they need you to wake up. You need to wake up. Because no one in this world is going to care more about you than you. It just so happens that God has given me a really big heart that I just can't go sailing in the sunset. I have to say something. So even if we have a small amount of people listen, if I'm able to change one person, I think that's definitely good. Okay. All right. So now with that, we're going to talk about Humana's Investor Day. I've been putting this slide off for far too long. I made this slide and I've been putting it off for far too long. And I really need to nail it. I need to talk about it. Okay. But in order to do that, we gotta whip out the iPad. We gotta whip out the iPad. All right. So with that, let me just kind of move my desk around here. Again, guys, I care about you guys a lot. Okay. You have no idea, right? I'm an asshole for a reason. Okay. Because if you guys don't wake up, you're going to find yourself 50 and 60 and can't really make a change. Okay. And you'll be no good for anybody. I'm not saying, if you're 60 now, imagine learning this when you're 20, right? Why do you think lifetime access can be sent to your children, right? We're trying to do something here, right? We're trying to, because it's very clear the government doesn't give a shit about us, right? So I have to do the job, right? I have to work on this too. All right. So, we got the iPad here. Let me make sure It's going. Let's just see. Hello? Good? All right, good. So, 20. Okay, so this is Humana's year breakdown. 2025, again, earnings per share $16. Nothing much to it. 2026, again, 4 stars, only 25%. I mean, 75% are going to be lower than 4 stars. Again, still headwinds, right? Headwinds is bad. You don't want wind hitting your head. You want it hitting your tail, right? Tailwind versus a headwind. That's why I think of it. I used to mix those up. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, probably still am a kid, right? To some of you guys here, right? So 2027, continued margin retention gains, conservative stars assumption, solid operating progress, right? Again, they're marching along. 2028, I highlighted it in red, right? Because this is their inflection. This is their top quartile stars. Earnings per share now jumps to $38 to $42. Let's call it 40. That's the middle ground. You could see how it pretty much more than doubles, right? Then you got 2029, 2030, continued growth. Now, hey, what's going on? Yeah, NPC, no, you're not. What's going on, Andy? All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to type in Humana. Now, again, we're going to be revolutionizing and remodeling the stock terminal for the financial data and analytics metrics chart to be on a whole different level. The level we're going to take this is going to be insane. The amount of just knowledge that's going to be spewing out of this, like you're going to explode, right? So, well, what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to earnings per share. I highlighted it. This is for Humana. Okay. But what I also want you to do is I want you to pay attention to the price to earnings ratio. Okay. Because the discussion here is earnings per share, but it's also price to earnings as well. Because that we're going to use that. I'm going to show you the equation on how that works. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at PE ratio and I'm going to graph it. So you can see the PE ratio here in 2016. There was, for some reason, the PE ratio for Humana was very high. And that's because the earnings dropped, but yet the revenue stayed the same. But the free cash flow went up. So it's interesting. People were trying to figure out what was going on. And I need to remember what happened during that time. But historically, as you guys know, price to sales on Humana hovers around 20 to 25. Let's call it 23. Now, most recently, the price to sales for Humana has actually dropped, I believe. Price to earnings. And we can do an investigation here. We can go to Yahoo Finance. We can look it up here. The most recent one. Let's see what the price to earnings is here. It dropped down to 20, right? So what we're going to do, and you can see, we're dropped down to 2021 levels, right? 20. But so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to graph earnings per share. So we got to find it first, right there. And this graph is going to be a whole lot better. It's hard to understand this graph right now. It's going to be a whole lot, but we're going to be updating it. We're going to have the stock price. It's going to be very good. But you can see the earnings per share for Humana has dropped down precipitously. It's dropped down a lot to $10 per share. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this graph here, the table that I made. They're projecting $16 earnings per share for Humana this year, which is technically will be $6 up than what we have. If we look at earnings per share now, Q1 was $10. Q1 last year was $6. Q2 was $4. Q2, as you can see that they made it up for Q1, right? So they're already at right now $14. They're projecting 16. So they're really not going to be making a lot of money in Q3 and Q4, which kind of makes sense because Q4 earnings per share last year was negative. So we're pretty much about close to our earnings per share this year. But what does that even mean? What does earnings per share mean? So to illustrate the concept, we're going to take the earnings per share for 2024, and we're going to go ahead and we are going to put it on our iPad. Earnings per share 2024, it was $10.00, $10.01. Okay. Now, at the time of the earnings per share of 2024, the price to earnings was $25.34. This was the PE ratio. So all you got to do now is we just got to multiply these two numbers together. So we multiply these two numbers together. We take 10. You can multiply them on your phone as well, or whatever as you're watching. We'll take 10.01 multiplied by 25.34. We get $253.65 as the stock price. Okay. Now, again, I'm showing you how you can use, there's so many methods to use this financial data analytics metrics chart to help you, look at the valuation of a company, right? So you go ahead now and we go to Humana stock, okay? And you see that they're trading at 272, okay? And it's because their most recent earnings per share is probably going to be a lot higher. It's going to be around whatever they said here, $16.25. So let's put that there. $16.25. Let's try to multiply this number with that and see what we get. Remember, the most recent earnings per share was 20, as we saw from Yahoo Finance. But let's see where it should be at based off of this, and let's see if we're even there. So if we take $16.25 and multiply it by the PE ratio of what it was last year, the price would technically be $400.78. Okay. But the most recent price to earnings for Humana is around 20. So if we take actually 16.25 times 20, we get 325. So what is it trading at right now? 272. So it's actually trading lower from a price to earnings perspective than where we're at right now because Wall Street doesn't believe Humana, and they don't believe that they're going to make $16.25 this year. They need to prove it. Okay? So that's actually a pretty good position right now. They need to prove that earnings. Okay? So let's go back to this price to earnings right now. Let's find the lowest one. The lowest number is 1611. So let's go ahead and take 16.25 times 1611. You get $261. Right around where it's trading at. So what Wall Street's doing right now is they're looking at the lowest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the past 5 years, they're looking at the lowest price to earnings ratio for Humana. And they're giving a price to earnings ratio actually now of 1611. Now, let's be conservative with this and let's keep this. Let's say from now on, the history of Humana will always be price to earnings of $16.11. So now let's go ahead and do the price to earnings of where they think they're going to be in 2028, which I believe they're using Counterpart, because after 3 years, look what happens to the earnings per share. It balloons up. So what's the midway point between 38 and 42? We'll say 40. So now we just multiply this by 40, and we're using a very conservative earnings per share. If we multiply this together, we get, let me get the calculator, 40 times 16.11, that's $644.40. This is where Humana is going to trade at in 2028 year end. But this is the bottom end. Remember, this is price to earnings at $16. You see? Now, if we were to look at price to earnings now, the highest it's been in the past 5 years, 25.34. So we could go ahead and do another one, say, well, 25.34 times 40, which was the earnings per share, right? Because the equation is you take price to earnings multiplied by earnings per share. Okay? And you take, this is like the highest. So if we take 25.34 multiplied by 40, we get $1,113.60. So in 2028, or let's say in 2029, because it's going to be year end, so it's going to be kind of 2029, Humana is either going to be trading anywhere between $644 to about $1,000 and $1,000 pretty much, right? This is where Humana is going to be trading at, right? So this is why, but the thing is, there's conditions that must be met. There's conditions. Okay. The first condition is they have to get to earnings per share. That's 40. And they have to improve, right? That's the hypothesis, right? That's the thing. Now, if you look at free cash, so this is one evaluation method. Now let's go to free cash flow. Free cash flow is here. So now let's just go to our intrinsic value calculation. Let's see a different calculation. We put it in Humana and look what you get. Base case 432, best case 594. Literally near this area here, 644. Now, if we were to use the free cash flow historically of what it used to be, which if it gets back to its heydays, it'll be around, we'll call it 35 to like 3,700, let's say $3,700. Then you could start getting up to that $1,000 range, okay? Because it's going to be in their growth phase. They're going to try to grow more, okay? Again, we'll just use what we have here. And you could see from this intrinsic value, we could go ahead and do, 10 years. You could see kind of the intrinsic value, how it was overvalued here. And then it went back to being undervalued. Right? So I understand you're more of a Clover fan, but what you can do is you can learn from Humana to apply to Clover, right? This is called transferable skills, okay? Now, the issue with Clover is they don't have a price to earnings because they're unprofitable. However, and I'm sorry I come unprepared, one of our beloved let me see here, Clove. Let me just retweet this here. One of our beloved members here, one of our folks here online. There you are. This gentleman here, he posted something a while back ago. And there you are. Thank you, my friend. I'm going to bookmark this and I'm going to just kind of remove it so I can zoom in on it because I don't like these little arrows here on the side. So we can properly give this attention it deserves. So now let's go ahead and let's analyze this analysis of Clover Health. This is from UBS. And at the same time we do this, because we're looking at analysts, we're going to whip out our stock terminal. And we're going to look at the quantum software here. And we're going to look at analysts. And this is going to be upgraded soon to have a beautiful user interface. So this is Apple. I need to put Clove. I'm like, wait, Clove is not that big. And you can see now analysts by 2029 are thinking it's going to grow to $3.6 billion. I think it might be even more. But the big one here is I want to look at earnings per share. They're thinking negative next year, positive 13 cents in 2027, positive 28 cents in 2028. And then 2029, the estimates are low. That means they're not confident to project that far. Okay. So now that we have these kind of estimates, we have more data. Let's go ahead and look at this data. Okay. I want us now to look at revenue. Revenue, they're thinking, 3 billion. Obviously, we have more analysts than them. UBS is probably in here with another analyst, but they're having a lower one. I don't care about any of these numbers. The one that I care about the most is this UBS guy reveals himself. He shows me his cards. Look at the price to earnings ratio here. Negative, 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 negative. Look what it's here. The price to earnings here is 50 fucking 9.9. So can we just round it up to 60? Let's just do 59.9 before somebody says, well, you can't do that. Right? That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So now that we know the price to earnings is 59.9, and then it goes to 36.5, but let's go to 59.9. The net earnings, it's saying it's going to be $25. So the earnings per share is going to be 5 cents. So what UBS just told you is they told you the price target of where they think is going to be in 2028 from their estimates. Now, of course, our 2028 earnings shows it going to be 28 cents. The low end shows it to be 27 cents. So our estimates using another analyst, it shows actually it's going to be about, 5 times bigger than this, 4 to 5 times bigger than this. But let's just use UBS's bullcrap. So UBS says 5 cents. So remember the equation? Price to earnings is multiplied by EPS. Price to earnings was 59.9, which is what UBS gave us, which is right here, multiplied by 5 pennies. When we do that, let me get out the calculator. UBS believes that in 2028, the stock price is going to be $2.99, 0.5, which goes back to $3. Now you might say, well, isn't that what they said? The price target is $3 here. And that's the thing. They had to show you what they were calculating. But you know what's funny? Earnings per share. Do you really think the whole year in 2028, Clover is going to be 5 pennies? Do you really think that? They messed with the equation. They increased this up too high and they decreased this too low. because the next year they have them grow at 8 cents, and now their price to earnings drops to 36.5. So what we can do is now let's go ahead and steal their price to earnings because they believe the price to earnings is going to be in this range. That's what they told us. That's the card that they had to show us. And that's going to be good. So price to earnings is 36.5 going all the way to 59.9. Now, earnings per share, we're going to use our numbers from our stock terminal, which is 28 cents, 28 point, so 0.288 or 0.27. We'll take the low one, 27 cents. By doing that, we have 2727, and we're going to multiply these out, and we're going to get a range of where they think the price of the stock is going to go from a UBS standpoint. So to do this, we take 36.5 times 0.27. You get $9.85, 55, which rounds up to $9.86, all the way to 59.9 times 0.27 to $16.17. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't show you this. Hello. I was writing it and typing it all. So let me explain. So we took the price to earnings of 36.5 to 59.9, which is basically this one, 59.9, 36.5. But instead of using their bullshit earnings per share, we use this because there's more analysts here that projected these earnings per share for 2028. Okay. So what we did is we took 36.5 multiplied by 27 cents, which is the low end, and 59.9, right? And we got a price target now of anywhere between $9.86 to $16.17. Okay? Remember, this is without SAS. This is without SAS. Okay? Now, let's be humble and let's divide everything pretty much by 2. And that's like dividing this, turning this to like almost 15 and this one to like 30. If we divide everything by 2, we can say the price target on average is anywhere between $5 to $8. This is a very conservative price target. So I would say 5 to 8, all the way to $9 to $16. That's kind of where we're at. Does that make sense? And that's utilizing UBS's numbers, but the earnings per share of multiple people. So what they did is they had to show us this number, 59.9. But remember, 36.5. But guess what? Oscar used to have a price to earnings of 45. So I assume if you take 59.9 plus 36, you get somewhere near 45. You get 48.2, right around where Oscar was. So you understand what I'm saying with this equation? Now you know why I talked about Humana first, right? So the next logical question, I will ask it for you because we're all learning here, is, well, Al, why isn't Humana price to earnings? I know Humana's price to earnings is like 20 to 25, but why are they saying the price to earnings for Clover is higher at 59 to 36? Because it's a growth company. Right? So if you don't like that, B-Rob, then maybe this might not be, this might not be good. Maybe now this might not be good, right? Who knows, right? And again, if you don't like it, I don't know, right? So for me, that's pretty damn good, right? Because if this thing goes to 10, I'm going to have $4.4 million. Pretty good. Right? So there's that. Now, here's the problem. Okay. And this is why it's hard to predict the stock market in the short term. Okay. In the long, so here's, let's say, the stock price, or sorry, this is wrong. The intrinsic value should be in green. This is the intrinsic value is in green. Okay. Or you know what? Let's make it in red. Intrinsic, dude, I don't even know. Let's do intrinsic value in black. Okay. The problem is, what happens if Clover becomes a triple dragon? There's a problem that we have. It becomes positive OCF, positive FCF, positive net income. So if we were to say that, then we must go up to the revenue of where it thinks it's going to be. I think the revenue is going to be a lot higher than 3.2 billion, but we'll use 3.2 billion. Let me show you what this UBS also gives. They show their hand to us. Let me show you where. It's somewhere on here. Look at the equity FCF yield. 5.6% to 4.3%. So what does that tell you? Remember I told you we take 5% of the revenue to estimate future free cash flow? Look at this. Look at this 5.6%. You see how I'm showing you how these mother effers think? They're not going to show you all of the numbers, but they're going to have to give you some of it, right? So you could see that the earnings per share, the FCF yield is going to be around 5.6%. Let's call it 5%. Let's be conservative. Let's drop it to 5%. So if we take this number now in 2028, 3.27 billion, and multiply it by 5%, this will be our estimated free cash flow. What is this going to be? So to do that, we say, I'm opening up my calculator. 3270 multiplied by 5%. That'll be 163.5 million of FCF. Then we go to our intrinsic value. We type in CLOV. We type in 163, the estimation of cash flow. Now here's the other problem. Let's hit enter. Here's the other problem. What growth rate are we going to use? We can't use 35, 40% unless they're like alignment and they literally keep growing 35%. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to use 25%. 22 to 25% is, I would say, okay. I'm going to use 25%. So you can see already by 20%, you can see the price here. But let's do 25%. By doing 25%, you start to see we get a bear case of 10 and a best case of $21. So now I can see a range of how high it could be before it gets hit like a dog. You can, if you click on this, you can see right there, and it just got zapped back down, right? So now doing this now, I think in 2028 or whatever, 2027, 2028, we are going to go, I believe, above intrinsic value. But the question is how far above intrinsic value we're going to go. And it's going to be because of this. How do I know this? Well, look at Open Door. Look at the open stock. Right? Look at how far it went above. Right? B-Rob, you're not following me. You're not listening. Stop being unteachable. Be teachable. Right? I'm giving you two methods of calculation here, right? You rewatch the video. I'm giving you what the analysts are going to basically be saying in the future, 9 to 16. I halved it. I halved it to be conservative, and I said 5 to 8 to be very conservative. Okay? That's why I said conservative. Okay? Rewatch what I'm doing. Don't stay in your W2 lane. Okay? Get the fuck out of your poverty lane. Listen to what I'm saying. Right? Don't let that vaccine that you were given keep you at where you're at. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay? I think we're going to be around this level. But if there was some form of a market correction or something, I think we would be at this level. I think this level is going to be the next 60 cents to $3. I did not take the vaccine, silly. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. Of course he did it, right? Listen, B-Rob. No, but listen, so you can see, it's going to be tough. If somehow Andrew Toy still grows 35%, then yes, we could see $43, 29 to 40. But again, I want to be realistic, right? It's very tough to grow like that. But again, is Alignment growing like that? Yeah, they're still growing. They have a lot of room to grow, right? All I'm saying though right now is, and I think the revenue is going to be a lot higher. I think they're going to be growing 25 to 30%. I think this is like 20% growth rate. I think this is a bullshit growth rate, right? So yeah. So from this angle, for what I'm basically saying is this will be the evaluation, but remember, this is assuming 27 cents of earnings per share. What happens? Remember, I have this here. What happens if SAS comes into the picture? Well, there it is, Shant. There you go. If SAS comes into the picture, I don't even think we can evaluate it at 36. It might be 59.9. That's why I said they showed us their hand. They showed us a little taste, right? I am following you, Al. However, I think we have a chance to see. That's tough, man. That's tough, B-Rob. That's tough. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that, but that's very tough, man. It depends, you know. I mean, it's hard. You know what I mean? And if we do, it'll be more hype. You know, I bet you it'd be hype right now because of Open Door and all this other stuff. Listen, guys. You know, Chamath is back at it again. Okay, you see it. You know, he's talking to, you know, CEO of Robinhood. This guy's back at it again. Okay. The company, Clover, is going in the right direction, but there is going to be hype. There is going to be hype. So now that I've given you this vaccine. I give you this vaccine now. Please, will we rewatch this video? Because I say a lot in this. Okay. So I gave you this vaccine. I need it to simmer into your DNA. Okay. This is the RNA, you know, mRNA, right? I need you to listen to this, please. Okay. Dude, can you make Clover? Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, it's funny when Clover was at $2.50, nobody wanted it. Right now, if I go to somebody right now, I'm like, hey, can you give me your Clover for $2, please? They won't give it to me. They're like, no, it's worth $3. because they attach the worth to Mr. Market. Dude, Mr. Market's fake. These stock prices are all fake. They don't mean shit. You have to calculate your own price targets. Okay? I wanted 111. Bro, I still want 60 cents, bro. What the hell are you guys talking about? Right? All right. So, right? All right. So, let me think. Okay. Yes. All right. So now let's go to the options chain. Now we go to the option. Let's go. I don't know. Let's go to January. The new year, the new world order, right? You can see it's going up to 7. Let's go to February, going up to 5. It used to go up to 9, 7. Well, actually, let me do sell a call. Yeah. Now we got 2028. Okay, so now hold on. So now let's just go to the 19th of September. I don't like this, so let's go next week because this week is pretty much over, man. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Okay. So now let's assume I'm like Clover is worth. I again, everything I'm about to say right now is false. What I'm about to tell you right now is old garbage. I do not think Clover's worth $3. I'm just what the hell? What the hell did you just say? Al, it's bedtime. I'm gonna have to rub rub one out. We keep talking. What's going on here, guys? What the hell? What? My brain wasn't processing it. I'm like, what did he just say? Let's see. If you're obviously not trolling retail, I think we just need to reevaluate our expectations for stock price next year. They have a SaaS, but groundwork is still. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I know you got me, man. I'm like, what? Like that was like I was talking about one thing, and then it's like, what? Did I really read that? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. You got me. Okay, so assume everything. Okay, by the way, everything I'm about to tell you is garbage. Everything I'm about to tell you is wrong. Okay, are you ready? This is like I'm gonna give you a hypothetical statement, so please don't. So let's say we put in the intrinsic value, and Clover's worth $3. It's trash, and it's worth $3 because one day it will be trash. Like not like that. Like one day it will get to its intrinsic value beyond it, and at that point, it's like if it's like worth 30 and it's at 80 and it's like, well, you know what? I think that's it. Right? Let's say counterparts doesn't counterpart itself. I don't know, right? So, but let's assume right now we're at 3 the stock price is worth $3. Okay? What am I going to do? Well, we can go ahead and do some covered calls. We could do risky ones and we're like, hey, you know what? There's no way this thing's going to go above that. It can, whatever. You don't care. You want to sell. It's overvalued. Let's say it's worth $2. You're like, man, screw this. I want to sell at $3. I don't care. Well, instead of selling, we'll just do covered calls. Right now, based off of this, I can make $67,000 every 10 days. Well, $67,854. So $67,844 every 10 days. So let's say that's like, I don't know. Let's say that times it by 2. Okay. I can make right now $135,000 a month, and I can just chill like that and just eat that up and just make money. Right. But let's be humble and let's do 5 cents. Or every 10 days, I can make 16,000. So about like 34,000 a month. That's not bad. That's pretty damn good. Now the percent you make is high now because of, volatility, undervalued stock. But later on, let's say if it does go to Humana's level, well, let's do Humana. And let's say it ends up going to Humana's level and I keep my shares. Well, that means every 2 weeks I make $2 million. So that's about 4 million per month. So that's the problem. See, this is we're getting into a problem now with brain surgery. I'll explain right now, because you're about to see why Wall Street shits on medicine and why doctors, it's not fair. Doctors work for nothing in terms of their pay in comparison to Wall Street, which is why I'm trying to teach you this so you learn how to make all this cash, right? So, all right, look, all right, listen. All right, so, but remember, $4 million a month is not impressive. That's bullshit. Now, you might look at me. You're like, what the hell did this guy say? Who the hell am I watching here, man? Right? Let me explain to you. If you take 340,000 shares multiplied by 272, that's a 0.5% of a return per month, right? I think because Clover's a growth stock, like almost like Tesla, I think we're going to make because remember, if it goes to 272, let me just shut up and give you an example. Let me show you. It's hard with Tesla, but listen, if this was Tesla and it was trading at 2, because at one point Tesla was trading at 272, and if we have this, Tesla would end up giving us every month $7 million instead of 4. Okay. All right. So now, how much does a brain surgeon make in the same time? So now let me give you the same time. So a brain surgeon working a lot makes around, again, this is pre-taxes. This is before taxes. Makes around anywhere between $80,000 to $100,000 a month. Okay. A neurosurgeon makes around 80 to 100,000 a month, I believe, right? Let me double check. Yeah, around that, more like 70 to about 100, depending on how many years of experience, right? Now it's, let's see here. We got a hater in the house. Keep pumping the hopium that you for. I don't understand the hopium here that you're insisting. I have right now, as you can see, I have 3,400 shares available right now. I have 340,000 shares available for Clover. If I wanted to sell a covered call right now in 10 days at 5 cents, I can make $16,800 every 2 weeks, which is like, screw it. Fuck the $800. $16,000 every 2 weeks. That's $32,000 a month. Right? That's not bad. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's at $3.50. Imagine if I do the $3 here. I can do 67,000 every 2 weeks, right? So you can see ultimately how you can make more than a doctor. I mean, this is why Chamath and all of them, they laugh at doctors. I mean, the Chamath said it about two, three episodes ago. He was talking about how like everyone talked crap about the plumber, right? About the electrician and plumber. In fact, the electrician and plumber won the deal, didn't they? Right? 18 months. I mean, how much does an electrician or like how long does plumber school take? And then they said AI. Well, AI is going to end up taking the freaking doctor's job in terms of like white collar workers. So 6 months to 2 years to complete, plumber school, right? So 1 to 2 years attending a trade school. Some people say 12 to 16 weeks. I mean, I just need to know how long it takes here. It's a little 1 to 2 years. I can make 23,000 for 38 days. There it is, B-Rob. Isn't that crazy? You just made a family doctor salary right now. Without going to medical school or anything. Yeah, plumber school. I don't know what you fucking call it. I mean, shit, plumber school. I don't know, med school. Plumbers do not need school. Just a A plunger. I mean, no, there's like a training. Don't they do the training? I don't know. It says 1 to 2 years. Okay, whatever. They do the plumber thing. Okay. They go become plumbers. Okay, fine. Listen, how much do plumbers make every year? Plumber salary. I don't know. Let's see. Right? Look at that. Potential earning over $90,000. There's plumbers I've seen. They work for my father-in-law. They work, guys. The guy's making $120K. Think about it. If he's a plumber and then his wife is like some teacher, they can live off of one income and invest this. Imagine by the time it takes to become a doctor, 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of like medical school, and then 3 years to whatever years of residency, he's already going to have $1 million on like close to it. Right. And they're going to take that salary and they're going to invest it if he knows how to invest it in the market, or she, you know what I mean? But most likely it's going to be a he. I've never seen a woman plumber. You know what I mean? I think that would be pretty hot. No, I'm just kidding. No. Right. But the thing is, I just, are you starting to see what I'm basically trying to show you here? Like B-Rob, listen, B-Rob, in 38 days, you're about to basically make, I don't know, what is that? You said 23,000. You're about to make 23 divided by 90. You're about to make 25% of what a plumber's going to make by just sitting on the toilet. Yeah, plus benefits, $100 an hour. Again, I'm being real here, right? Let's see here. Yeah, I know exactly. I don't think this is unrealistic. I mean, we're literally showing the receipts here. It's not like this is how many shares. I use 3,400. I didn't use 4,400 because that's in the other brokerage account. I'm using this one. I can use the 4,400 because I'm going to end up doing that. Okay, let's see here. We have a star ratings imminent. Exactly. Star ratings probably going. I hope so. Damn, now I'm going to be a plumber. Honestly, dude, shoot, man. I wish I could tell myself that back in the day. You could do an apprenticeship for a plumber. Oh, so you don't even need to go to plumber school. Wow. Right? I'm sure it's hard. It's hard work. You know what I mean? What risky is a plumber's crack full of what? Jesus Christ, B-Rob. I was about to. I gotta like read the comments before showing them. All right, Al. Will I able to live off cover calls only selling $550? I'm hoping I can join on the financial independence with you. Yeah. I mean, it's tough to say that. If you said 50. I mean, we can. If it goes to this level of price, let's say 50 every 10 days, about $29,000. I mean, right now, let's just use this right now as an example. Let's say 20, say 50. Right now, 50 contracts every 2 weeks will make you $1,000. So that's about $2,000 a month. But again, you gotta. Again, this is where we need to be. We need to talk. Okay. So in the future, as the company ages, it's gonna turn into a value stock, right? I mean, companies, especially technology companies, there's a life cycle to them, and these life cycles are starting to constrict. It's not like GE or whatever. These companies that last forever. Like watch this here, GE. How old is it? I mean, GE is like 133 years old. Problem is companies now are, they go out fast. They, wake up and they go, so it's hard to say. So what I'm doing is, and this is what I'm going to be sharing. I'm actually going to be pulling money out, and I'm not going to be living off of that money. I'm going to be investing it in real estate. This is kind of looks like Trump, doesn't it? It looks pretty sexy, right? I got the house and I got the stock market. It's pretty cool logo, eh? So this is my last name, right? Allen, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna be legitimizing and washing the money in a real asset. I'm gonna be washing it in a real asset. Why am I doing that? Well, I told you this before. I'm going to say it again. Mid-20s, you don't have time. Yes. No. Absolutely. You have a lot of time. You have a lot of time, mid-20s, right? Absolutely. So yeah, man, you're in your mid-20s and you are essentially watching this video, learning about intrinsic. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. I wish I was you right now. Who in this chat right now, please chat, who in this chat wishes they were that age group? Holy shit, man. Holy shit. Right? Holy freaking shit. Holy shit. Right? So, no, I'm not. Watch the video again. Now, in terms of Mr. AAGRO, listen, boss, that stock is going up not because of fundamentals. It's going up because of, CEOs coming in. Yeah, the pay package is bullish, but it's not going up because of earnings. Okay? You can invest like that, but I would definitely, it's a, right? So, at the end of the day, I follow a strict guideline approach of how to invest. Yes, this was a wonderful opportunity. It dropped down below book value, but I would not touch that with a long stick. I would not touch that at all. At the end of the day, there will be people that will get hurt, right? Especially if they don't turn around the business, right? Okay, let's see here. Allen Tower, right? Hell yeah. No, but I think they need buyback. I just want to be the next out. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I think you can become better than me. I think you can become better than me, man. Listen, man, I share with you like what I learn and everything like this. And then the lifetime access shares with you everything. It's just, I think you can be better than me, man. You're younger than me. You're sexier than me. I'm just kidding, right? You have more energy, right? You got it. You know what I mean? I think you can, one thing though, I must say, lift some weights. Don't skip on your health. I did a little bit of that and I'm trying to catch it back now. So just kind of focus on your health. Okay. Don't let your health go. Right. And in the name of Charlie, have some kids, man. Go marry a beautiful wife, right? Have some kids. Have some damn kids. All right, let's see here. Start investing and learning at 22. Tesla first ever investment. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, did you see that $1 billion purchase with Elon? Now, again, if you were to calculate all of Vivek's purchases and what stock price would Clover need to be at $1 billion, it would be at a market cap of $150 billion for it to equate to $1 billion purchase, which goes and coincides to what Andrew Toy said about what the worth was the company back in 2021. Replayed that a couple of times if you don't understand, right? So there it is. No, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, you can do it, dude. I'm telling you, you can do it. Okay. The fact that you know this information, man, go talk to your professors and teachers. Tell them what is the price to earnings or earnings per share. Tell them what is intrinsic value calculation. What is an SEC 13? They don't know shit about that. Dude, you know so much information, bro. Right? Pat yourself on the back. Work hard, work out, eat healthy. Okay? All right? What's going on? Rapala's in the house. Right? So that's about it, guys. I just wanted to just focus really on this mission. This one here. Where the hell did it go? Am I tripping? This one. I think this is counterpart years. It takes 3 years for them to get this. Earnings per share at a price to earnings anywhere between 20 to 25. Humana is going to be anywhere between $600 to $1,000 stock. Yeah, Rapala, you really got to listen to this in the beginning. I talk about some stuff here, okay? Now, very quickly, I am going to mention something, though, okay? I didn't talk about this, but I just wanted to just kind of end the discussion with this, okay? Our universities are full of rot. Okay. Our universities are filled with rot. This lady here, this was like, went viral. She is a college recruiter at this college in Illinois, University of Chicago. She said, she said, just came on here to say Charlie Kirk can rest in effing piss. Can you believe that? And yet, again, if you have any empathy at all for people like this, you can go ahead and remove it. Just because someone has a different opinion of you, you want him to essentially, you're cheering on the fact that he died, and you want him to rest in urine. Wow. So, a fire survey was done, and approximately the lower end of 30% to 32% of Harvard students believe that if someone has a different opinion than you, violent action is okay. It's justifiable. That is the word. Let me show you, because again, we can talk about data, but it's just to be able to see it. Let me just show you here. Chamath posted this. So many people posted it, I just remember Chamath's name attached to it. So a fire study was done, and of Harvard students, and then 32% of students saying using violence to stop someone from speaking on campus is acceptable, at least in rare cases. Holy shit. These are leading institutions. Guys, I'm telling you guys, be careful. Be very careful, guys. This world is something else. Now, let me show you something else. I posted this video. I wanted to just go ahead and get your opinion on it. I'm going to stop the sharing of the screen, and I'm going to share the screen from an audio version. And I want us to listen to what this crazy mom has to say. I just want you to listen to this, please.
I have the best news ever.
What? Donald Trump died?
She's like, well, actually, I'm just going to let you watch it, and then we'll comment. Let's just start over again, okay?
I have the best news ever.
What? Donald Trump died?
Second best news.
The vice president died?
Okay, third best news.
That Elon Musk died?
Okay, no. Nobody died. My best friend's getting married.
Which one is it?
Taylor Swift! Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged!
Let's go ahead and let's analyze this. She said, I have some good news.
I have the best news ever.
Okay.
What?
Sorry, best news ever.
Donald Trump died?
So she says, I think this one late. I don't know. I think this one, she said Donald Trump died. That was the best news. Now, what a normal parent would say is, why would you say that? That is very bad of you to say that. But obviously it's these kids are innocent. These kids are just copying their mother. Now, as soon as she said that Donald Trump died, look at the mental illness of the mom come out. Listen to the voices she makes, like a vile animal. Right? Like, look at that disturbing sound she makes. She approves of what the kids say. So then she says, the second best news. So she's admitting that is the first best news, but it's not the case. It's a death of a president. So you know what they do? They go down the list, because obviously death is good for this family. So then they go death of what?
Second best news.
The vice president died?
Death of the vice president. Wow. That's the second best news. So then in order to basically say, okay, fine, look what she says.
Okay, third.
Okay. Obviously, this is third best news, because she's admitting that those are the first and second best news is the alternative option. So the third best news, and you can see these kids are like, okay, so if that person didn't die, if this person didn't die, then they go after Elon Musk. Like, they're literally going after the whole Doge team.
Best news.
That Elon Musk died?
Look, she's on her tippy toes. Elon Musk died. Like this is a good thing. Like, you know, when kids, like usually when I used to be a kid and I used to stand on my tippy toes, I used to say y equals mx plus b, right? Because I'm a freaking nerd, right? I'm sorry, okay? That's what I used to say. Y equals mx plus b, right? Because I get excited. Or x equals the opposite of b plus or minus squared, b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, the quadratic formula. That's what got me excited, right? But not wishing the death of, I didn't even know who Elon Musk was until like I went to college. You understand what I'm saying? Like what the hell, right? And then the mother starts to realize that she's a shit of a mother. She is trash. She's trash of a mom. Then she says, no one died.
Okay, no. Nobody died.
Nobody died. And then this girl here is, you could tell she's not happy anymore. She's like, what? Nobody died?
My best friend's getting married.
She's like, oh, best friend's getting married? That's normal. We're not normal, right? That's normal news.
Which one is it?
It's like, which one is it? Right?
Taylor Swift.
So then she says Taylor Swift. The kids are not reacting. And then she starts jumping up like mental illness. Listen to her mental illness. Right? And then you can see this little girl watches her because she wants to be like her mother, right? And she wants to mimic her mother, and she replicates the same behavior. Watch, look.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce
You see, now the kid is going to replicate her same jumping up behavior.
got engaged.
You see, and she did the same thing. That's what I saw. I hope you saw the same thing. Okay, let me go ahead and share the screen the normal way here. So with that said, and me basically showing you, again, we're putting this at the end of the show here. I just wanted to just give you this because there's a lot of parents that are, you guys are, a lot of you guys are parents here, you know what I mean? And, if some of you guys agree with this, then holy shit, holy shit, we're on two different spectrums here, right? This is not normal. Right now, let me go ahead and look at the comments real quick here. Let's see. I'm sorry. I just got to go to the comments real quick here. Sorry. I just wanted to just give you my analysis and hopefully you got the same thing. Oh, let's see. Have 10 kids minimum. I know, right? To offset these ones, sadly. Did you see the incentives they're trying to give Elon to make him the first trillionaire? Absolutely. And I think he's going to get there. What if Clover offers dividends? No. Dividends is a late stage of a business. You do not want a growth company to offer dividends. Dividends is for later stage companies like Coca-Cola. Okay. Learn about the ages of companies. Growth companies should not be offering dividends. That means they don't know how to grow anymore. All right. Rapala, yeah, I'm really okay there. Okay. Yeah. Sickening, disgusting. She will reap what she sows. Absolutely. And it sucks that these kids are going to ultimately they're going to turn out like this lady here. They're going to turn out like this lady that are going to be controlling your college students' admissions. And they're going to decide whether your college goes to college or not. Right? I had one student, he went viral. He became a millionaire, and all of the Ivy Leagues did not accept him to go to college except some bullshit schools. It went viral, right? He made a multi-million-dollar platform, like some app where you take a picture. I don't know. He did something. And then, oh my God, dude. And then like nobody accepted him, like the big schools, right? And then some other schools took him in. And the reason why they didn't accept him, I think David Sachs talked about it. He said because he has other options. And the schools is scared that he might leave and not finish the degree. Like, Bill Gates or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I think Bill Gates didn't finish, I think, right? Or like Mark Zuckerberg. Going to bed in 10 minutes. I've been under a rock for the last 3 weeks. Are we going to $4 in the next 3? Oh, I mean, God knows. I disagree with Charlie in some areas, but I would never even imagine saying something like that. Absolutely. Listen, there's a lot of things I don't agree with what Charlie said. There's a lot of things I don't agree with what he said. But dude, we live in a free country. I want, if Charlie wants to say some really hurtful things, let him. We live in a free country. The people that died for this country allowed this to happen, right? I'm a first generation of this, beautiful country. People that have risked their families' lives to die for this country. They fought for First Amendment right. Oh my God, like, how can you take freedom? How, like, it's like, this is if you think this is normal and if you agree with this, you have mental illness. Like, you have rot, you have brain rot, and you got a rot, dude. You got brain rot in your head. You got some disease. And you know what's crazy? 32% of Harvard students think like this from the Fire survey. Unbelievable, right? This stuff is vile. We don't need to watch. No. I think, Ken, we've been quiet for a long time. And I think the silent majority need to start speaking up. And I need to, there's a lot of like people here that are 50, 60 years old that we have on our lifetime access. And I know, like, I put at the end of the show for people that don't want to, listen to it. It's okay. I just want to show you guys this so you can like make sure your kids don't interact with these people. These people have mental illness. You cannot save these people. I tried to debate somebody that I thought had a brain. There's rot in their brain. There's a mental illness in their brain. You cannot fix these people. These people are unfixable. Okay. How anyone, maybe some of them, I would say, but not all of them. I would stay away. I'm very scared of these people. Like, I'm looking at her picture right now. I'm terrified of this lady. I am fucking scared what she'll do to me. Right now, how anyone can want Elon to die is beyond me. Absolutely. I mean, this guy's done so much. That was pathetic. It was disturbing. Elon is a shit human too. So I'm sure are people who want him dead, but indoctrinate your kids this way and is a terrible parenting. Absolutely. Right. I mean, it's okay to have opinions. You could say, hey, Elon, I don't like you, Elon. I don't like you. You could say those things, right? But that's the full extent of it, right? Maybe if we're a little smart, we can say, well, let's say why we don't like Elon, and let's get to the root cause of it, and then we can have a debate. But that's what Charlie did, man. And they like freaking shot him for it. Yeah, absolutely. Children raising children. That's called poisoning the water. She likes, did I do? Yeah, you see, she's like, did I do a good job, mommy? What a shit mom. What a shit mom. Trash of a mother, right? I swear, if you're like this, all the moms or men that are watching our platform, if you think like this, I will kick you out of the lifetime access. I don't want this bullshit rot in my platform. I don't want this rot in my platform. Oh, I want to put freaking bleach on that, dude. Screw that, dude. That's disgusting. All right. Anywho, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry I messed up your mood. I'm sorry. Maybe you might have to do what you said you're going to do earlier, right? Brain rot. Absolutely. When I say rot, I mean it, right? Yeah, RIP Charlie. These kids, sadly, here in the schools as well. Absolutely. Free speech is now relative, which is crazy. Mob mentality is a killer. Okay, Alan, but here's the thing. But these people are also expressing their freedom of speech, because Charlie also made fun of Floyd's death and called him a scumbag. Okay, absolutely. You can talk about that. You can say, you know what? That's fine. But to basically say this man currently is, and it's deserved, that if you're saying that death is deserved, that's different. I mean, I would say, like, that's I don't know how to explain it. If again, I haven't seen a clip of this, but if Charlie ever said that was deserved, that death, an assassination like that, then that's bad, right? Oh, well, and if he also did that, then he's an idiot too. Then if he did that, then both are bad. 100%. Both are bad. The difference is, as a police officer, did that to Floyd, right? This was a, they're both bad. They're both terrible. We can agree that both are terrible. It's just, you have people justifying it, and we cannot stoop to their level, right? They don't have basic respect to man. I'm saying, like, what if Charlie did that? Then that's bad too. But I'm not going to go ahead and say, oh, he should get killed for it. What? Right? I mean, right? I mean, God, don't we learn this in elementary school? You feel me, guys? Like, again, I just listen, guys, listen. Okay. What's it worth if we're all multimillionaires if our kids are going to end up like this lady? Or what's it worth if we're all multimillionaires and our kids have to end up marrying one of these ladies? Holy shit. Right? I would kill myself, man. Imagine my kid trying to marry this lady, right? Or better yet, have her as a colleague. I don't want her as a colleague. I don't want to look at her anymore, dude. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna go back to Clover Health. Ugh, I want to fucking vomit. Man, we should do late night comedy. You know what I mean? We should do some comedy, guys. Just like straight up Dave Chappelle. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. If somebody walks out offended, we've done our job. You know what I mean? We should totally have some late night comedy. But the problem is I can't speak my mind like that, and just you know what I mean? I'll leave that to B-Rob. We should definitely do some late night comedy standing. Crump, Charlie uses his freedom of speech led to his death. What a terrible white knight attempt for his haters. And now Charlie haters are mad they're getting canceled. Freedom to speak, freedom to endure being cast out from society, but never death. Absolutely. Listen, what's it called? Freedom of speech, but not freedom from consequences, right? I ain't scared. Well, here's the thing. Let me close it off by this thing I read. We had Canaccord Genuity reiterates its a buy rating for Clover with a price target of $4.10. Listen, guys, these analysts, whenever stock goes up, they change their price targets. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, we know. You know that I know that we know. Okay, now I want us to just kind of read this real quick. Really, we already know all this. I just want to focus on one thing. The upcoming reduction in stock-based compensation following the final vesting of founders' grants is also expected to positively impact the company's financials. So next year, there's going to be a massive reduction, I think, in the stock-based compensation. So that's another thing I didn't talk about. And I just wanted to mention it there, just to kind of end on a good mood rather than these roddy people, dude. Oh, gosh. Okay. Again, guys, at the end of the day, I'm trying to build a community, and I'm sorry that we're sadly me talking about not killing people. Some people might say is political, but again, there's no politics here. Okay, guys, I'm registered as an independent, or I didn't register as I'm just an independent. I'm not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. Right? I don't care about Donald Trump, and I sure don't care about AOC. Right? I don't care about all these people. Right? These people have no bearing on me. Okay? All I care about is America. Okay? I care about America, and I just care about our country. That's all I care about. Some people think I'm Republican, and you know what's funny, man? Like, that's how divided we are, man. Nobody likes me anymore. Everybody hates me. Everybody hates me. Right? Democrats don't like me anymore because they think I'm Republican. Right? Then we have Republicans don't like me because they think I'm Democrat. Like, can I just be in the middle? Can I just be in the middle? Right? Like, I have my old you guys, listen, as you can see, this is from my Facebook. I have a lot of liberals on my Facebook. You can see I don't get a lot of nobody likes me, guys. I have a lot of liberals on my Facebook. Nobody likes me anymore, right? It's because it's crazy. It's crazy, right? It's freaking crazy. You know what I mean? Why can't somebody be independent, right? Both sides hate you if you're in the middle. You have to choose a gang, right? So you got the Bloods and the Crips, but you want to be in the middle. They're both mad at you, right? It's okay, right? Appreciate you, Rapala. Alan Realty, I want to invest in your new venture. No, absolutely, absolutely. I can't speak. You sure want to invest in my venture, man? I can't even say absolutely. When the time comes, that's for sure. It'll take some time. I'm not a master yet. I'm beyond the master yet. I'm learning from my future father-in-law, but definitely when the time comes, that's for sure. But I want to teach you to do it too. Because it's just fun, dude. And I just can't wait to hang out with you guys, man. It's gonna be fun. It's just that we have a disease in our country now, and we got to talk about it. Right? We got to talk about it. I'm not as I don't have the balls as Charlie did to do it in public. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really scared. I don't have Charlie's balls. Charlie has bigger balls than me. I can admit it. I admit it. I'm scared. And well, listen, guys. I can I be a little honest with you guys? I went to my safe and I brought my 6-hour pistol to put it on the nightstand. That's how scared I am, man. That's how scared I am, guys. Right? So I'm just this thing, at least in Arizona, we're scared we get our guns, right? But I'm scared, right? This is really scary. It's freedom of speech, but you get shot. So just protect yourselves, okay? Just be careful. I do believe I think it's time for yeah, man. I think it's time for Jesus to just burn it all, dude. Burn it all. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Just to kind of be like, let me just kind of put this out there. And maybe you might be able to do this too if you haven't done so. I got a 20-year-old that you want to be like me. Let me tell you something. When I was your age, I actually used to go to church a lot. I stopped going to church because I was busy with medicine, which is the most bullshit excuse ever. So, I'm going to start going to church again. I'm going to start going to church again. So, yeah, me and Michelle, I'm going to go buy her some dresses, some nice church dresses. She used to have them. I don't know where the hell they are now, but we're going to get her new dresses and we're going to go to church again. And we're just going to start, going back to church, guys. It's time to go back to church. We've ventured off too far into this and we've lost our ways. And I'm speaking for myself. You know what I mean? It's time to go back to God. I've never left, but it's just good to go to church. It's just good to be surrounded by that again. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's time to go back. So if I had to choose, I'd choose the right. That's what you said. Man, if you were to graph me, more Democrats hate me than Republicans, which is kind of funny. I had to stop criticizing Israel before they. No. Your balls are on the chopping block if we don't hit 5. Oh man, that's true. Player one's got the knife, man. He's ready to chop them. Right? Fear is your brain actually functioning properly. Yeah, man, it's just sad, dude. Don't you want a country? I mean, Charlie said this. Don't you want a country where your kids can go ride their bikes until sundown? Do you remember living like that when you were kids? Riding your bikes until the sun goes down? Do you remember those days when you were a kid? Yeah. I hope our children sees those days. Yeah, those were the good days, man. Right? Those were the good days. Or the days where you trade Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon for the people that are a newer generation. I don't know what the new generation is now doing. Trading cryptos. I don't know what you guys do now. I've seen some kids, they were doing Forex. I'm like, how the hell are you guys doing Forex? That's crazy, man. I didn't do that. They're like freaking crazy, like freaking high school kids doing Forex. What the hell? Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, as always, I really love the talk. We always do. We always have a deep talk. A life not examined is not a life worth living. It's really an honor and a privilege to be able to be here to talk to you guys. It really is a privilege. So you guys have, I don't know if you guys have an idea of how much this means to me. So it's a privilege to talk to you guys. It really is a privilege. So love you all. I'm gonna go ahead and I want to go kiss my dog. I got my beautiful dog here. He's laying down on a pillow. I'm gonna go kiss him. Life is short. Yeah, he looks at me. He's like, "What'd you say? What are you gonna do?" I'm like, "Kiss you." Life is short, guys. See, he just came to me, and they tell me he was laying down right now, sleeping, and they tell me dogs don't understand. That's some bullshit. He just came to me and put his head right on my lap. When I look at the world, how evil it is, I look at my dog, and I forget about it because I see how beautiful Mother Earth created this beautiful dog. And I think it's just, we are good people. It's just, we got bad actors putting bad things in the news, and it's caused us to have a little disease. So we just gotta take our antibiotics, right? We gotta go to church. We gotta take the antibiotics. All right, guys. All right. See you guys on the next one. Love you all. Peace out.